Hey everyone, today we are talking hair systems, and this video is in partnership with Lavivid Hair. If you go to lavividhair.com and you make any purchase and you use code TheSalonGuy, you get 15% off. And what I love about Lavivid Hair is the actual quality of their hair system. So they have everything from lace to poly to lace and poly, and a really big variety of not only bases, but also colors. Lots and lots of different color options. So if you are looking for a hair system, if you are in the market for one, I highly suggest checking out lavividhair.com. I personally am a huge fan of the poly base, the polyurethane thin skin base. I mean, this to me is beyond natural. I mean, it's so amazing because when I wore one, I was amazed. People couldn't even tell. They say, Steve, it looks like it's like growing right from your scalp. Well, that's because it's so realistic. So lavividhair.com. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you an amazing hair tip in order to clean the front of your hair system. This is something that I had to deal with when I was first wearing it, and I'll explain to you why and kind of what's going on with the whole process. So what happens is when you're wearing a hair system, especially if you're wearing a poly base, polyurethane, there's no breathability in it, right? There's nothing for the hair, the scalp to breathe, or when you wash it to kind of get as close as you possibly can. With the poly base, it's literally you put it on and that's it. So I started to discover that I was having some challenges where after maybe a week and a half or so, or a week depending on the activity level, the front here, the front would start to get a little bit loose and it would kind of start to flop around a little. Also, it was getting a little bit of like an odor in the front, you know, from the sweat and everything just building up. So I said, how do I just, if I can only get this front hairline bit right here to just, if I can fix that. So I experimented and I found an awesome way and an awesome little trick that anyone can use to just get that hairline almost redone and get more longevity out of the hair system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the tools that I'm using. This is the Ghost Bond Supreme. I like this because it's a little bit of a stronger hold. And then we've got the Ghost Buster. This is what removes and helps remove the glue. Also, this is the Scalp Protector, which is essential for putting it on the scalp, so you are protecting from any sort of harm to your scalp. I have a bowl here. You can use like a plastic bowl, paper bowl, whatever, some Q-tips. I also have rubbing alcohol, which I will use a little bit just to finish off cleaning. And here's the most interesting thing, toothpicks. You're probably going, toothpicks? What the heck? I'll show you guys exactly why you'll be using that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in a bit closer and I'm going to show you the most amazing hair tip for the hair system and the hairline. All right, so I've got the cotton ball here. I'm going to spray the remover, right, the Ghost Buster right here on the cotton swab. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start and see that already the hairline has been lifted a little bit. So I'm just going to start just removing this right in through here just to get any of the buildup off, right? And that's really essential. You can also go right onto the base, right in through here a little bit because you probably are going to have some bits of glue. And then I'm going to use a little bit of rubbing alcohol, all right? And that is just really to make sure there's no oils or you're really getting rid of any sort of excess. So you want to do this very, very lightly right here on the base where your unit was on the skin, and just give it a nice little couple of scrubs. It's kind of like you're cleaning off something, right? You're cleaning your scalp off. So you just want to make sure that this is very, very thoroughly done. And there we go. A little bit you can do on the base, but you don't want to go too much on the base because you want to maintain and protect that so nothing is happening to it. All right, so I then like to go in with a cotton swab, just a dry cotton swab with nothing on it, just to really wipe off any sort of excess glue or anything that's on the scalp that's really getting in the way of being able to have a clean application. Another thing I suggest using, which I didn't mention before, is a hair clip, so you can just kind of really secure that hair back so you have a nice area here that you're able to work on. And now we are ready to apply the scalp protectors, and just slightly press down, and we're creating that added layer of protection here right in the front. We're going to take the Ghost Bond, just want to clear off the top. Make sure you got a clear access point from the top of the nozzle. Now I'm going to use this bowl right here, and I'm not using a lot of that's it. That little piece, that little dot of Ghost Bond, that's all I'm using, because we don't really need that much. Now, here is where the magical toothpick comes in handy, right here. You're probably saying, why a toothpick? Well, because when you're applying this, especially if you're applying this to yourself, your own head, what you want to do is just use a little bit. So as you can see from that one little dot right there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work that in ever so slightly, and be patient with this, because when I was experimenting and utilizing this in other ways, like I would take a full brush and I would try to use a brush and it would get all over the place, and I'm like, man, I wish there was a way. And I said, wait a minute, a toothpick. So the toothpick, again, it allows for just the finest areas, and you can really just pinpoint exactly where you want the glue to go. Yes, it's a bit time consuming, but at the same time, it's really helping you get precise, because also what I learned and what's happened to me in the past was the glue would just go all over the place. And for anyone who wears a hair system, they know exactly what I'm talking about when you're trying to get that hairline. The glue would just go all over the place. So you can even go right under a little bit. If you want, you can lightly brush some glue onto the poly base. Just don't go to the very, very tip, because again, you don't want this seeping through, but you can just really lightly hit the bottom of this and work it upwards a little. But the whole point is using the toothpick to really, really get exactly in the areas that you need. And this, again, this is to hold you over for another maybe 4 days, right? 3 to 4 days, maybe even longer. And you will thank me for this, because it helped me tremendously. So now we're just going to let this sit for about 10 minutes to 15 minutes. Just let it dry, and then we'll be able to place the hair system back to where it was. All right, so now I'm going to take the clip out, and it's as simple as standing right in front where you were, looking in the mirror, pulling down the hairline just like you normally would, and pressing down. So yes, this is a bit of a messy job. No one ever said wearing a hair system was super, super easy, but the great thing about this technique is that it's really gonna give you another few days on your hair system, and you're also gonna help remove any maybe unwanted smell or odor you may get in the front here, any sort of excess sweat, whatever it is. This is a really great quick fix for the hairline, and as you can see, we got everything pretty much back to normal. This is a thin skin poly base, which to me, honestly, is, I think it's the best, most natural looking unit. It's, I'm big on hair systems not looking like you're wearing a hair system, and the one thing about the poly base is that it's so natural that to me, looking at this, I would never ever expect it to be a hair system. Once again, if you are interested in purchasing any of the products that I showed, like the glues or any sort of the scalp protector or the removal products, they're all available on lavividhair.com. use code TheSalonGuy for 15% off. Huge, huge savings. Definitely check them out. I highly recommend them. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time for more videos with a Salon Guy.